So today we are studying Tuesday's lesson, and this is all about examples from the days of Jesus Christ, examples of generosity. And the first one is in Matthew 2, verses 1, 2, and 11. And here we have the story of the wise men. The wise men sacrificed in so many ways. They were so generous. First of all, they came from the east to Jerusalem, saying, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to worship him." And then when they were come to the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother. They fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And so we see these wise men, they sacrificed not only by bringing the best gifts of financial gold, silver, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but they had invested more. They had given more. First of all, they had to be informed. They had studied the scriptures. They had taken time to inform themselves well so that they were able to study the sky and recognize the star. So there was an investment of their time and interest. Then, how else did they invest? They also gave time in travel. This was not a 6-hour flight. They probably journeyed for a couple weeks or more. And then when they came, they worshiped the king and they gave the best gifts. They laid them at his feet and they worshiped him. And if we give our hearts to Jesus, we will also bring our best gifts, not only financial, but our time, our affection, our loyalty, all of our endowments, our best energies will be to proclaim Jesus Christ. Then we have another example given here in Mark 14, chapter 3. And this is the story of the feast at Simon's house. And so Simon made a feast in honor of Jesus because he had been healed from leprosy. And as they were feasting, in came a woman. Her name is Mary. And she came in and anointed Jesus with the most precious ointment of spikenard. And there were two attitudes in the room. There was the attitude of Mary, who she would give anything, the most expensive. She did not consider how expensive it was. The more it was, the better it was for Jesus, who had forgiven her and cleansed her and accepted her and healed her brokenness. And then there was the attitude of Judas. What a waste is this? In a few moments, this aroma is gone. We could have done so much with that money. But when Jesus is the object of our affection, those who have received his pardoning love will not stop to calculate the value of the alabaster box of precious ointment. But someone like Judas will. So in question C, we have an interesting question. If we are, because there are many people who are habitual takers, habitual receivers of charity, how can we become like Mary? Instead of a taker, a giver. Paul writes in Acts, "I have showed you all things, how that so laboring you ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he said, 'It is more blessed to give than to receive.'" So we need to, Paul says, labor. Labor and support the weak. There's always somebody who is more in need, who has some kind of need that we can supply. If it's not financially, maybe you have a talent that they need your help with. Maybe they need help with food preparation, with taking them shopping, with tutoring their children, with helping them care for someone. There are so many ways that we can give. And in this way, we can receive the blessing of Jesus. He promised that it's more blessed to give than to receive. If those who have not made life a success were willing to be instructed, they could train themselves to habits of self-denial and strict economy and have the satisfaction of being distributors rather than receivers of charity. So this is the key. There's an adjustment in the way that we view life, in the way that we view of others. Instead of constantly looking at the rich and famous, which is social media does that, and that's human nature, and then it makes us look like, oh, we don't have anything to give. Instead, we should pray to notice those who have needs that we can meet, because God has blessed us. He has blessed everyone, and everyone has the blessing of time and influence and some kind of talent that they can bless others with. So I pray that God will open our eyes today so that we can see how we can serve and be a blessing. Let us learn from these examples in the New Testament, in the time of Christ, and give our best. Thank you, and God bless.